use the black line as a highlight. So for accuracy going forward, guys, your black marker line is about 3mm thick. As you can see, I can just about slide it up and down. And this is to make life easy so that you'll be able to tack your work, okay? And by the time we get through with this process, yeah, you can see that corner, two little corners meeting each other inside. And by the time the 0.6mm wire gets burned through there, yeah, that's what we're talking about. We're just going to weld that, and we're going to get the nicest little corner right on there. There should be no problem. Yeah. So. There you go, guys, look. Hi guys, welcome back. Absolutely freezing here. A few little things. You hear that noise in the background? That's the house heating. Costing an absolute fortune. So I apologise for that noise, but it'll be temporary. So there's the plus side, okay? Second thing to note is I got a new lens for the camera, right? So I hope I look much better. Oh God, I'll show you the comforts that I've sponsored for Buster. That's coming up in a second. And most importantly, right, this video is about making a panel that you cannot buy. You cannot buy, okay? So if your bus has this issue and you're able to weld, then please watch the video, or at least save it, or whatever. I hope it helps you. The piece that we're making today is a piece that's prone to rot out. It's one of those areas, and you probably know the area already. I'm going to show it to you now. Did I mention that I have a new lens? What I should have said, right, as opposed to making jokes about it, was bear with me, okay? The reason I got this lens, guys, is that I wanted to be able to get close up. Yeah, I really wanted to be able to get close up, and I found thus far with making the videos that I wasn't able to get, you know, I want to show you stuff, right? Stuff that you look for, right? As regards enhancing and aiding your welding capabilities, okay? So this panel, it's 50mm tall by 10mm down the spine, yeah? It's arced because there is no squareness in a bay bus, okay? That's what we're working on. And I have got this cut. I have this piece on another bus. That's what I mean when I say I have this cut. I could go out and cut it off the bus and fit it here to my friend's bus, right? And that's where it's going, right in this corner. I'll show you. I'll get in close now, and we'll try the new lens and see, you know, how it does. But and of course I have to get used to moving with that lens as well. So there's a little bit of training to be done, and I'm bringing you along, yeah, because I'm thoughtful like that. So please bear with me if we go out of focus temporarily, okay, until we get used to what we're doing. These compound angles, okay, is what it is, and it's not easy to do compound angles. I know I've been in communique with some of you guys in America as regards this a couple of weeks back, Greg. So this is how you kind of go about this. Now this is, like I say, this is like 50mm or 2 inches. This is a miniature version, right? And so it's small. And so the thing that you have to think about is small means it's going to take lots of heat to make this piece. If this was a big piece, right, we could put a tack up there and we could put a tack down here to hold it from closing, right? So a tack there and a tack there, a tack in the middle, and it can't close on you. So that's that there. The thing is about this is it's like this, okay? 50 mil, and by 10 mil piece onto it, and then a tiny lip onto that, and this is compound angles. So we can't fold. I don't have a big press, okay? Nobody does. So it's the little lip, and I'll show you then. It's the little lip that keeps in your rubber, your door rubber, yeah? And your sliding door goes and closes into it. So it's that little piece down there. I'll show you Buster, and I'll show you the comforts that Buster has, and I'll show you what we're going to do, right? And we'll take it from there. Okay, so you can see that hole. This is what I mean about this lens now, guys. And there's a hole here, look, underneath. Yeah, and that's where we are. We're at the bottom of the B-post. We've got our new rocker fitted. Don't know if you weren't here last week. There's that video. Okay, so the rocker is done. And just to show you the quality of the close-ups now that I'm talking about, so you know, we'll be able to get that there like that, yeah, and it just shows you. Okay, so that's great. That's the lens test. Now this is what we're talking about here, guys, right? And there you have it. Look, if I can show you that there, you see, and what we have is we have a little lip, but my finger is touching off right now, and this piece, right, runs all the ways up, and your rubber goes in behind it here, and it's the lip. There's a lip, it turns around, right, and then all the ways down here, and it's also blown out here at the bottom. Yeah, see? That lens is working alright, guys, yeah? So, you know, that's what I wanted. I wanted to be able to move in on stuff and get it bigger. So if I get a bit of paper, bear with me here, guys, I'm reaching backwards. Okay, so that's what we're talking about now, look. Okay? And the same at the bottom. It's blown out. And you can see this little lip here. See, there's a little lip, right, for holding the rubber in, and it's the same all the way down along here, guys. See this? There's a little lip. Now that's what I'm talking about when I say 2 mil, and it actually does a curve on that. There, look. Those two holes need filling as well. So that's where we're at today, and that's the piece we're making. And you know the thickness. Yes, that's what it looks like. That right there in the middle of the screen. That's the outside. That's the edge of the lip. The lip folds round. Can you see that? There's the outside of the lip right there. And it folds round across here and runs in the back to the inside B-post. Yeah, it's all the one piece, right? There is no join in here or anything. It's all the one piece, and it has this shape going on. So here's a piece, look, see, so it goes in at the bottom. So if we go here, come on now camera, work. That's it. See what I mean, guys? There's a curve all the way down along here. You can see that? Yeah. There's a curve on it. Might be a bit better for you. Yeah. So that's what we have to make, guys. So, the the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with a pliers, and I'm going to try and pull that back out a little bit. It's been pressed in a bit here. The profile isn't right, okay? So it's been shoved in a bit along here. So I'm going to bring that out until it's kind of uniform with the rest of it. It looks right. And that'll give us like a template of what we're doing here, what we need, you know? So that's the first thing we do. So the first thing to do is to assess how high we need to come up here, okay? And looking through here, okay, I can see that there's a spot weld. I'll mark it with this black marker so you'll see afterwards. There's a spot weld. I already covered all this earlier in other videos about these spot welds that hold on this piece, okay? So if I stay below the spot weld, the last good spot weld that's there before it starts to get corroded, okay? So now I know that if I cut here, the spot weld is up here. So if I cut down here and it's good metal, which it is, right? It's the last of the good metal. So if I cut there, guys, that's a big thick line, I know, but I'll put a scribe. That's the idea, the thick black. You can use your scribe then to get more precise. Okay, that's the tip right there. That's a very good tip, actually. So it don't matter how thick, well, we don't want to go down too deep, right? But we know now that we can use our scribe as an exact mark. Yeah, and we use that all the time, that method. So what I've got is, I've got a little strip of cardboard here, right? Just off a cereal box or whatever. And I'm just going to put it in roughly, okay? And what that does is it gives us the profile. It's the same profile. This is the same width all the way down through, right down to there. Okay? And even though we can't, you know, we haven't got the profile yet. Okay? That's the simplest way of saying it. But once we put that in there like that, and we get our marker, okay, without moving it. And that gets us up above to this line, right? And down to the bottom. That's the profile we need. Okay? So I can finish that out. I can safely say there. I'm not the best in the world with markers, guys. Right? And just roughly speaking, now, roughly speaking, we're coming up to here someplace, yeah? Just so we know. Now, if I cut this, which is what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to cut this with the scissors, this shape. And I'm going to put it into a bigger piece of cardboard. Yeah? So now we have the profile and we have the length, right? Now, again, look, it's not from here. Because if you look, that's right down, sitting on top of the sill. So we'd only need it from here. So this is the piece. This is the length of piece that we will want. So that's the first thing you do, okay? Now we're going to transfer it, like I say. Cut this and then transfer it to a bigger piece of cardboard, right? And the next piece of cardboard is the second and more important one. Yeah? We're going to that height roughly. Stay above it, okay? And we'll just continue to sit that on the bottom for now. So this is the shape that we would require, right? Just double bits, okay? Now, if we get a piece of cardboard, yeah, and There. And follow that along like that. Cut this off. We can stay above it. Now, okay, so when we offer this in, guys, it should fit right, yeah? Because now we're taking it off. This piece here will be the template for our metal, yeah? So, make sure that this is right. Okay, now we offer this over and see how we get on over and how this fits, okay? So then we have the back profile then. That's the back profile, yeah? The front will be an equal distance all the way along, whether it's whatever it is, you know, if it's a half an inch all the way along, or, you know, 3/8 or whatever, yeah? 10 mil to 12 mil all the way along. Okay. Let's see. Yes, okay. Wants to sit up above. Okay, so we've got a little ledge down here. And as we moved this bottom piece up, there, it sits in better from there up, right? Because we have the sill inside there. And you can see from the inside here. Right, so I can see that's touching in at the back there. And if I look around this side myself, yes, it's true all the way inside. It's following along. We've got the right curvature on it. Yeah. So now a line along here, and that gives us this piece and the profile. And we have a piece of metal to cut then, that size. Yeah. I think I'll opt for a pen if I can, yeah? It'll be that little bit more accurate on this line. Okay, so, that, okay? Okay, versus that. Okay, you can see that. So that's the pencil line and versus the marker line. And that's why I say use a scribe when you're doing metalwork, okay? Use the scribe, guys. Your work is more accurate. Your gaps are smaller. Yeah? So I've got to try and hold that there. Okay. That's a bit better, look. And that's our template, right? For this piece of metal. That's what it is. So it's one piece at a time, guys. We will deal with this face next, okay? But for now, we have to create this piece. Single profile, yeah? It's the only way we can do this. Now, I'll cut this with the scissors, and then we'll make a template. This is the template, this piece, and we'll put that onto the metal. And mark up the metal, and cut this piece, and that's the first component made. I'll jump ahead with cutting the scissors work, okay, etc. And I'll bring you back and mark when we're marking this out, okay? Okay, so that's what we've got. Now this is the piece. Okay, so now guys, what we need to do is transfer this piece onto the metal, yeah? So how we do that is there we go. Flush it at the bottom. This is what we're going to be taking off. This is why I say use a scribe, because then if you're working within, it depends on what tolerances you guys want to work at, but if you're working within tight tolerances, this is your marker. Yeah? There's a scribe line there, and that's the tolerance. That's what we need to work to. So, next step is cut out the excess there. I'm going to have to put another little line, fill it in here, yeah? And I'm going to cut this piece out, guys, yeah? So we have the inside of the line got. Keep it flush at the bottom here. You can see that line. Now we've got to cut that, okay? Okay, so I've just snuck up on that line just to show you, right? And now I'm going to cut this line, okay? So you can actually see now how the scribe works. And the reason why you should use a scribe with this kind of work, right? The scribe line is probably 0.2 of a mil, so that's why we use the scribe line. So you can be more accurate, right? And especially with fit up and stuff. A marker just isn't good enough. And now we just cut to that line, yeah? Okay guys, so now you can see, right? I've snuck up on that line. Just grind it back with a flap wheel, yeah? And you can see the line there, okay? Hope you can see that line. There's a little bit to be taken off at the end. But that's the kind of accuracy that you need to, you know, that you need to work within, or trying to get to that level of being accurate. That little line, okay? And you just steal your way up to the line. And it comes really easy with a little bit of practice. But this is an important feature, right? In holding tight tolerances. You know, with just fabricating and metalwork in general. That's the kind of, you know, you need to just get up to that line. Now we're going to be adding 1 millimeter onto that, 0.914 or 1 millimeter. It's cut off the back of a patch. Where is it? You must have seen it there. Oh yeah, it's by the vice there. Okay, so this piece was cut off. Yeah, you can see the hopefully you can see the mark where we took it off, where it was black, yeah? So, and that's off of that's off the T25, a T25 or a Vanagon, okay? Just to show you that, guys. Okay, so if you look out there you are, yeah, it's cut out of that panel there, look, you know, 1 millimeter. That's it. It's just, sheet metal from a Vanagon. That's all it is. So it's not 1.2 or 1.5 or some lads are doing that, but making it look possible to rant over. Okay guys, so you can see in front of my thumb there, there's still a bit of the silver line there, okay? Can you see that? Along there. So I'm just going to steel up on that again and take that bit off, okay? Just so it's perfect. Right, and then we'll have a look at it up against the bus and see how we ballpark. Okay guys, we'll have an eyeball here, yeah, of what we're doing now. Okay. So that's our piece that we're making, okay? That looks okay? Yeah? As you can see. Now of course it's going down here. So this is going to be our piece that goes across in here. We have to cut this out. Cut it across here. As said. Cut it out. And this is going to be our piece that goes in. And then we need to make this piece on the edge. Okay? Which is like 1 millimeter or 1.5 millimeters deep. But yeah, one piece at a time. This is our first piece. So that's that. That's what it's looking like at the minute. Got to clean it up now. You can see there's like balls from the grinding and cutting. 1 millimeter thick. So at this stage we could go ahead now and put a cut here. Okay? And start cutting this guy out. I think that's what we might do actually. Yeah? And get this out now and then start, you know, figuring out this piece and the piece that goes on to the edge. Okay, we've done the top cut, which was here. Yeah? Now we're going to release it here. And here at the bottom, it's welded as well here at the bottom, yeah? So we can get this weld out here. Maybe cut a little bit high first. A little bit high here first. Up a couple of mil. We can take the weld out afterwards. And we can clean this up, yeah? Afterwards. So, here goes. That wasn't long going through. It's awkward. You may have to do it with a hacksaw. Okay. So you can see that, guys. That's one piece of it out, look. Yeah. Okay. It starts to reveal itself that this B post goes around here, in here, got a 90-degree fold, and it comes out to here. And that's your B post skin, right? So it finishes here. This one goes round and is part of the inner B post. Yeah? And they're spot welded together. Remember I said I'd show you the little spot welds? If you can see in there. Here, guys. The plug welds. They're the plug welds up along. That's what holds the B post outer and B post inner. That's where they're joined here. With these plug welds. Spot welds, sorry. Yeah? Okay, so we continue to clean up. We need to take this down a little bit now. We do that. Right. Right. And okay, gone. Yeah. Now we clean up that weld. We're going to inch away at it like that until we can get it flat, right, onto the track. This is the track. We all know now, yeah? So take that down. May get my other little grinder in here. Finger grinder, etc. Lots of noise that you don't need to hear. So I'll bring you back when I've dressed this up and when we're ready to put in our little piece. Okay guys, I've got the side wall out of it here now. I've got this weld cleaned up. Yeah, it was a fairly strong looking weld here. There was another weld here. So basically, I use this little guy, Herbie, yeah? Great little tool. Obviously, I couldn't get in too far with it because it has such a small disc. I also used my 4-inch grinder, right, with a sanding pad on it. That'll get you like taking down that edge along there, because you got to go back 1 mil, right, because we're putting piece, yeah, this is 1 mil thick, and obviously if it's going to be flush with this plane here, then it's got to sit back 1 mil to be flush, yeah. So, and then what we're doing is we're welding the back corner, right? So this is obviously not fitted yet now. It's not going to fit yet, but yeah, it'll be need to be measured and cut. But I'm just saying, you know, we've took down the side with this guy here really carefully. You can file. Okay, so just to get in here a little bit, yeah, clean that up in there. Gotta be careful we don't cut into our new sill, and we gotta be careful we don't damage our B-post, yeah? So what I'll show you now is, I couldn't use that in there, right? See that? It fouls on the B-post. So here's another trick, guys. Always have a selection of discs at different sizes, okay? If you're doing body work. Always have a selection of different sizes of discs. So you see, here, I can't get in here with this disc, okay? Because I'm going to foul here on the B post and I'm going to destroy it. Now, you see that lots of times with guys doing restoration work, and there's cuts, and it's only because a lot of the time you want to reach into areas, okay, like that, but the disc is going to foul on some other exterior corner before you can actually get to the area that you want to work on, whether it's to cut or to grind. And this is the reason I always keep a selection of different size discs, okay? I'll show you that in a while. I'll just show you, but right now, look. Now here's a disc, okay? You can see. And see what this disc can do. Yeah? That disc can get me into there, which is almost where I need to get. Fully there. Without touching here. Without touching the B-post. And how I control that, right, so that I don't hit the B-post, guys, is if I move you back, if I can, look. Okay, I've got my hand against here, holding the battery, right? And what I'll do is, before I ever turn on the grinder or any tool that I'm using, you could use this, right? This method, holding the head of the grinder up here, so that I can just, you know, be more precise in what I'm doing with the disc, or flap wheel, or whatever you have on the end. But I now know, right, I can go a little bit forwards. I now know that I'm not going to ever touch the B post and damage it because I have an axis back at the battery. Okay? I also have the grinder upside down, guys. You know? You see a lot of people cutting this way. Right? When you're cutting body panel or whatever. And you have the guard on, etc. And you can't see the line. This, guys, holding the grinder like this at the head, holding it tight, and at the back, right? Batteries and body. And use this as, and this finger, okay? Use this finger as a guide, and you can go, see? You can follow your line, and you can see your line. Let's suppose this is your line here. It's a line, just imagine that's a pencil line. Look, right, see what I'm doing here? Now look. See how I'm using that line? Okay, those are the secrets, the tips, yeah? Those are the tips, right? So today, this is what I'm talking about. Lots of different disc sizes. Yeah? I should just lay them out on the bench. What I have on the machine itself. What I have here. Again, smaller again. So always, guys, and smaller again. Look. That's almost finished now. Yeah? But always keep different sizes. Yeah? And you have a selection in, and then as regards reaching into places. Yeah? There's 3 of them there, you can see. 4, 5, 6 on the machine. Right? So that's it. That's another good tip, guys. Lots of discs. Okay, so we're cracking on with this. I've left you kind of slew warp there, haven't I? Okay. So now you see, guys, what we've been at. Yeah. Let's have a look at it now and see. So let's. This is our little piece, and it looks like this is the more extreme bend. So now, believe it or not, you're in my way. Okay. So that's what we're going for, guys. Yeah? That's what we're going for. Right? And if I could show you, it's awkward, but if I could show you now, there's a tiny little bit to be taken off in there, okay? And this is good, and this is going to get welded up along the corner here, the back. It's going to get welded up along inside the bottom here, right? Now, the next thing to do is cut a piece, right, that's going to be welded on here, which I was saying was a compound curve, because if we had folded this piece, when it was straight, and put it in a folder and just fold a piece 90 degrees, so let's call this 10 mil here, so 10 mil by, let's just say 10 mil, and we can cut off down to 2 mil afterwards, which is this bit here. Then once you fold it square, okay, like I said before, anything that's folded is stronger. It's always stronger where there's a fold. That's why industries put in all these impressions and stuff on steel, because it strengthens it. You can see there, maybe I'm on a different camera now, guys, so this is the reason, but you can see that the little line, there's still a little bit of that scribe line, again going back to the accuracy thing. But if we folded that, okay, when it was straight and we just folded it, then we could not get this into it, right? If we had a shrinker or stretcher, a shrinker stretcher, then we could. But in this, we can't. Now what we do is we get another piece. I get my little Kennedy ruler here, guys. We get another piece now, right? And we offer it up to it, right? Like that. Look. Yeah? And we weld that. And we clean out the inside in here where the weld is going to come through. And it's not going to come through a lot. Right? And we make our nice corner, inner corner weld there, look, all the way along. So we're going to tack it on, and then we're going to weld it, and then we're going to dress it up like this. Yeah? And then when we're done and we're happy with it, we're going to cut it off like right there, like that, 2 mil. Yeah? So this is only going to be like this here. Okay? Off the edge here when we're done. But we'll leave it like this while we're welding it because it'll take the heat better. But then after we're done, we'll cut it down. Yeah? And that way we have a compound piece made. Right? So we've done that as a flat plane. We do the other one as a flat plane with the bend on it. Then we put them together. Like that. And then we weld it along. Keeping it cool because, like I said, it's a small piece. Okay? It's a small piece. And the smaller the piece, the more heat that's going to go into that piece. Because it can't travel. You know, once the heat goes across here, you know, it has to go this way then. Because it can't go that way. There's nothing there for it to travel to. Whereas if there was metal there, it would travel, it would keep going until it cooled, that it doesn't have the, you know, the traveling in it, you know, the stamina to keep traveling. Okay? We're getting into metallurgy now, but you know, that's basically the principle of it. You know, if you have metal there, you'll see the heat rings, they'll spread. Yeah? So, anyway, I need to take out, I think this guy here, just at the bottom, this needs to be taken out a little bit. Yeah? And we're going to get this in here then. Size this in here, I think. Yeah? And that's going to look good. That's looking really good there, guys, like that. Yeah? Okay, guys, so I've just got to clean up. Lots of little balls on it. Yeah, but yeah, let's see how this goes. So it's not going to be down there, it's going to be up here, isn't it? Yeah, so that'll be the closing corner there. Right, needs to go in a little bit. A little bit more, maybe. There. Yeah. Right, that's going to get welded up along the back here, back corner, and up along here to here. Okay, guys. How does that look?
It looks okay from where I can see it. I'll loosen you up and show you. So, you see now? That's what we're looking at. Yeah? And we're going to be welding it in here. You can see my finger through the light maybe. Yeah, see my finger moving in there? So we're going to be welding that corner. From here, we'll be able to weld the two of them together. And then of course, when we cut it here, right, it'll fit in. And it'll be straight then, yeah, in line, like the rest of it down here, yeah. So now we have to put this little front lip onto it, okay? So that's the next stage. And from the side, yeah, that looks okay. Okay. Next, I suppose, is what we're going to do next. We can do, you know what I mean, they're really irrelevant, but leaving it longer is always safer, guys. You know, leaving it longer because you can cut it after, yeah? And I always say when you cut something, leave a mil on it, you know? You can always lineage that little, just 1 mil off. So we're going to cut this and we're going to add this piece onto our piece with the bend, yeah? Okay, so that's understanding it now. We've got one piece now, as you saw, it's banana shape, right? And now we're going to cut this piece and we're going to weld it onto the outside edge. And there's your compound bend. It's as simple as that, really. You know, that's how you can do it, you know, without shrinking, stretching and tooling and big presses, etc. A black line. And if you look closely, you'll see that we also have a scribe line going through it. Now that's how I cut and measure stuff. If I need to see it more clearly, I'll put down a black line and then I'll come along with my scribe and I'll scribe through that line, okay? Or if I know roughly where to put a mark, I'll cover the area in black and then I'll take my measure, get my measurement, and then scribe through the black line. Use the black line as a highlight, okay? Here's my lens at work again, look. So for accuracy going forward, guys. So like I was saying, your black marker line is about 3 mil thick. And now we're talking like, what? That's 0.2 of a mil, okay? Sorry, that point on the scribe, yeah? So, that's our new lens at work. So, that's the idea. The silver line, yeah? The scribe line. Much more accurate. You get tighter tolerances. You get better fit-ups with welding, etc., etc. You know, it's about helping yourself, yeah, to achieve the best possible results. So that's one little tip, you know. Gone are the days of the, I can't remember what you call them, these, you know, markers is what we call them. Sharpies, that's it. It's the new name for markers, apparently, Sharpies. They're not that sharp, right? That's what I'd say. And look, they're grand, they're markers, that's it. It says markers, right? So I don't know what Sharpies came into the game. What's sharp about that? Okay, let's see if I can fix that. There we go. Yeah? That's what I'm talking about. Nice lens. So what we have, yeah? So we'll put a slight bend in this. Okay, you can see that. Slight bend to follow this, like that. A little bit too much. What we're going to do is we're going to tack this on, cool it, tack it, 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 and clean it up, and clean the inside. Yeah, we'll start to put these two together, marry them together. Yeah, so that's as it goes on up, it's straighter, and this is nearer the bottom because there's more of an arc nearer the bottom. The nearer you get to the bottom, the more the arc. So the bottom is to the right hand side, if we can remember that. Yeah, okay. Okay, snip the wire, put a tack on it, make sure it's all laying down nicely, and put a tack on it. I'm happy with that. There, like that. 1 second, a split second, guys, is all you hold that trigger for. And by the time we get through with this process, yeah, you can see that corner, two little corners meeting each other inside, and by the time the 0.6mm wire gets burned through there, okay, or 034 across the pond, yeah, that's what we're talking about. We're just going to weld that, and we're going to get the nicest little corner right on there. There should be no problem. Yeah. So. Yeah. There you go, guys, look. You can do that. You can do it. I've explained about the welding, what it entails, you know, 0.6, etc. Okay, guys, so I think I did drop it on the floor. I don't want to stand on it now and crush it. That'd be great, wouldn't it? After all that time. Where did I put it? This happens sometimes, guys, yeah? It's still really cold here. Can you believe that? Hey? I have to make another one, guys. It's gone. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. So you can see there, I think maybe you can see. Hey, where is everything? Where? Oh yeah, yeah, okay. See, I can't see what you see with this camera. But yeah, it's come out plenty on the back, and that's a grand job, right? So that's it, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, do all those things. Definitely hit the like, okay? If you don't hit the like, then you know, it's your way of saying thanks, okay? And it means a lot for the channel and the algorithms, etc. You know, I get crazy amount of views if you hit the like. I don't, but it would help, right? It would help, and it's your way of saying, like I said, it's your way of saying thank you. Okay, so I'll do a part 2 because, like I said, there's a bit to do at that side of the bus, and there's a bit to do as regards finishing the inside of this panel and the outside of the panel, making it nice, making it so that you can't tell. I don't know what else I wanted to tell you guys, except it was good having you over. I can't say I enjoyed your company because you never said anything, right? Okay, guys, listen. Have a nice week, okay? Be careful, stay safe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in part 2. Ciao. I found it. Oh, not again. Bye, guys.